Good news, I met my online crush in person. Bad news, the person I'm dating online is my stuffy stepbrother. The worst news was that he discovered the sexy bra chain I had specially prepared in my bag. You're such a pervert. You're imitating the shameless online dating of young people. The man tugged at his tie without hesitation and raised my chin. That's not what you do when you keep calling me husband and kissing me on the phone. I was planning to let the matter go, but at night, he climbed onto my bed and forced me to wear the breast chain. You don't want your mother to know that her beloved son likes men, do you? At night, I called my online lover as usual, but no one answered after I called several times. I was getting angry when there was a knock on the door. It was my mother's voice. Adrian, your brother got drunk at a social gathering. The driver at home has asked for leave for the next 2 days. Go pick him up. No, he just took a shower, let him take a taxi back by himself, and I just got my driver's license during the summer vacation. The next second, my mother burst in, grabbed my ear, and scolded. Go quickly, I have prepared some hangover soup, go and bring your brother back. Then, she leaned over to my ear and whispered, your dad is at home, so you should pretend to be nice. At worst, you can find a designated driver when you get there. This is the 5th year since my mother married me into a wealthy family. I have begun to consider myself a family member, but she is always trembling with fear. Ultimately, it all comes down to my stepbrother, Marcus. When Marcus' father had a stroke, Marcus was studying abroad. At that time, my mother was the caregiver of Marcus's father. She took good care of him and served him wholeheartedly. Later, when Marcus returned home from studying abroad, he found 2 strangers in his house. I still remember the first day he came home. I excitedly went forward to help him carry his luggage and called him brother. In the end, this person not only didn't appreciate it, but also pushed my hand away and sneered. Not just any cat or dog can be my brother. After a few years, I have figured out Marcus' temper. He is a stubborn, arrogant, and sharp-tongued person, but he is not a bad person at heart. He just refuses to acknowledge me as his brother and my mother. I took my time to go to the garage, picked out Marcus's most precious car, and drove all the way to my destination. It's no wonder that a customized luxury sports car drives differently. The sound of the engine is so cool. When I arrived, I was stunned when I saw men coming and going and hugging each other. Could this be the legendary gay? What kind of socializing is Marcus talking about here? Thinking of this, I couldn't help but feel a little excited. After all, Marcus is a straight man. As soon as I walked to the door, I was stopped by the security guard, who looked me over for a few seconds. Underage people are not allowed in. I was so angry that I took out my driver's license and threw it in his face. Look carefully, 18 years and 2 months. I put away my driver's license, held my head high, and walked into the bar. Oh my God, the place is so big, the lights are so flashy, and the music is so loud. As soon as I entered, my curiosity disappeared and I felt my chest was shaking. I couldn't find anyone, and I couldn't get any sound when I made a phone call. Then someone stopped me. Looking for someone, little brother? The person who stopped me was a middle-aged man, dressed neatly and holding a glass of wine in his hand. I nodded quickly and replied, Uncle, I'm looking for my brother. Have you seen him? He looks like this. After looking at the photos on my phone, the man raised his eyebrows. I have an impression that he is in the private room over there. I will take you to find him. My instinct told me to run. Before I could run, he grabbed my waist and with a little force made me unable to move. Why are you running? Uncle is not a bad guy. The man leaned over and spoke in my ear, and the hot breath mixed with cigarettes and alcohol made me feel particularly uncomfortable. Fuck. Let me go. Let me go. When my brother comes, you'll be dead. Really? Why don't you call your brother over, and we can go together? There was a crisp sound of the head opening. Someone grabbed my collar from behind and pulled me straight in front of someone. Marcus had obviously just come down from a drinking party. Wearing a well-tailored haute couture suit, he looks like a real elite. At this time, he was holding me in one hand and a wine bottle with half of the bottom broken in the other. Fuck. Who are you? The man covered his head with his hands, and blood oozed out from between his fingers, which was very scary. Marcus threw away the bottle, dusted off his hands, and uttered 2 words calmly. "Your father. Just wait for me." Without waiting for the man to leave, Marcus unbuttoned his suit and threw his jacket over my head. "No need to wait. Your father will teach you how to behave today." Even though Marcus is now the president of Jiang Corporation, he always looks dignified and elegant. Before, he was involved in a lot of fighting and racing, and his usual amateur fitness was to go to the underground boxing ring to punch and beat people up. If I hadn't pulled the trigger in time, I would have had to go to the police station and the hospital tonight. Finally, the bar manager came and apologized frantically, and Marcus scolded. "Don't let me see this person again next time. Also, what are you doing here? Are you letting minors in?" I tugged at his clothes from behind and whispered, "Marcus, I'm an adult." Marcus frowned, and his dark eyes fell on me for a moment and then moved away. Finally, at Marcus's warning, the man just now and I are both on the bar's blacklist. In the passenger seat, Marcus leaned lazily back in his chair. He bit a cigar and asked me vaguely, "Why are you here?" I glanced back at him and frowned. "If you dare to order, you can get off and take a taxi home yourself." Marcus paused while touching his lighter and sneered. "You are meddling in everything, but I want to ask, whose car are you driving?" "Your." "I have every reason to do so." Marcus laughed angrily and put away his cigar. "Okay, I'll give you this car as a birthday present. Whatever you say, it's yours." Shit, Marcus was drunk and so generous. I immediately opened my mouth and tried. "Marcus, I just saw that McLaren 720S in the garage. It looks like it's been sitting in the corner for a long time and has become covered in dust. Want to?" I nodded eagerly. Marcus twitched his lips, as nonchalant as always. "Adrian, who are you to me? My wife or my lover? Why do you prefer the moon to the stars?" "I'm your handsome little brother." Sure enough, as soon as I mentioned my brother, Marcus started rolling his eyes. "Bullshit, I need a brother like you?" You see, in Marcus's eyes, my mom and I are always outsiders. After I got home, I found that my online love partner had sent me several messages. "Baby, I had an emergency social event tonight and didn't notice your message. Don't be angry, baby, it's my fault, I won't do it again next time. If you are still angry, you can punish me however you want when we meet tomorrow, okay?" I deliberately ignored him and didn't reply. At night, as soon as I got into bed, I received several photos of my abdominal muscles, which were taken while I was taking a shower. Damn it, he was caught after all. This man's body is so damn attractive. The full chest muscles bulge, and the skin is slightly red after just taking a shower. From top to bottom, every muscle line is just right. If I put on the chest chain I specially prepared, honestly it's average. It looks too hard and hurts my hands. You still have to pretend. As soon as I sent my message, the other party replied immediately. "Not hard, baby, soft." Soon, a short video was sent over. The back of his hand with bulging veins was placed on the chest muscles and pressed, and they looked very elastic. People, at least a normal man, cannot say no to Denaji. So, the last conversation ended with, "Honey, kiss me, I'm going to kiss you to death tomorrow." The next day, I dressed myself up carefully from head to toe, ready to go out for the meeting. As a result, as soon as I went downstairs, I ran into Marcus, who was having breakfast. I didn't intend to pay attention to him and just prepared to go out. Marcus raised his eyelids slightly and called me slowly. "So happy going on a date?" "Marcus, I'm an adult, it's none of your business." Marcus was amused and smacked his lips and said, "You still hold a grudge?" "Yes, I do hold grudges." 7. When I was a sophomore in high school, I fell in love with a senior who was also a senior. I lied to make up for my lessons during the Mid-Autumn Festival and went out on a date with my senior for the first time. It was called a date, but actually we were just walking on the street. As a result, just as we were holding hands, I ran into Marcus, and he turned around and told my mom about my premature love. The only thing he had was a conscience, which was that he didn't tell my mom that I liked boys. After that, I guarded against him like a thief. But whenever I see any sign of trouble, I will receive a warning from him. There is no tradition of premature love in our family. Just take care of yourself. It was not until after the college entrance examination that I began to secretly engage in an online romance. In order to maintain the mystery, we have not exchanged photos, just waiting to meet in person today. When I think of my boyfriend who is 1.9 meters tall and has 8-pack abs, I feel so happy that I am bubbling with joy. As a result, when I happily arrived at the coffee shop, I waited and waited but no one showed up. When I was looking around for someone, I caught a glimpse of a familiar figure. In this inconspicuous little coffee shop, the man attracted most people's attention as soon as he entered the door. The well-fitting suit made his figure look more upright, with sharp eyebrows, bright eyes, a high nose and thin lips, giving him a naturally noble look. What a decent scoundrel in a suit. Marcus walked slowly to the seat in front of me and sat down. Sorry I'm late. He picked up the coffee on the table and took a sip. If it's yours, then drink it. Why are you so shameless? Ignoring me, Marcus raised an eyebrow and commented. It tastes just average. Seeing him acting as if he was alone, my heart sank. My online romance was probably discovered by Marcus again, and he came here specifically to catch me. Marcus, are you a stalker? Why are you so curious about other people's private lives? If you really have free time, why don't you find a date instead of staring at me all day long? How do you know I don't have a partner? Marcus asked me back, and as I rolled my eyes, he slowly took out his phone. Then he opened a chat interface and sent a voice message. Baby. Alas. I was feeling sick, and the next second, I heard a message on my phone. I watched as a new voice message popped up on my phone screen. Marcus raised his chin slightly and smiled slightly. Don't you want to see who sent you a message? He looked at me leisurely and slowly uttered 2 words. Baby. My brain suddenly shuts down. The dirty words in the chat box instantly flooded into my mind. All kidding aside, folks, I'm exhausted. Marcus is, after all, the president of a large company. He is usually decisive in his work and is considered a well-known figure in Linan's business community. In order to play a prank on my little brother, whom he looked down upon, he chatted with me online for more than 2 months. Adrian, are you wound up? Why are you walking so fast? Marcus was tall and had long legs, so he caught up with me in just a few steps. But you're so disappointed when you see it's me. He was standing against the light, with half of his face hidden in shadow, so it was impossible to tell his expression. It's just that his usually casual tone became a little serious. You're such a pervert. You're imitating the shameless online dating of young people. I picked up my school bag and smashed it against the man's chest. Unexpectedly, I was in a hurry when I left the coffee shop just now and the zipper of my backpack was not closed tightly. All of a sudden, the little things fell all over the floor with a crackling sound. The breast necklace with various beads is particularly noticeable under the sunlight. The laughter above my head sounded at the right time, and I felt my face getting even hotter. What are you laughing at, you pervert? I didn't expect you to act like a decent person at home but secretly post erotic pictures online to deceive innocent boys. Disgusting. Marcus smiled even more. He tugged at his tie, came forward and lifted my chin. That's not what you say when you call me husband and kiss me on the phone, baby. He drew out the last line of his voice and looked at me with a half smile. Okay, you dare to mock me. My brain suddenly jerked and I bumped my head into it. Marcus held his chin and gasped. Adrian. After the call, I ran away, blocking all contact information from Marcus as I ran. After returning home, I stayed anxious until the evening, but Marcus didn't come home. It was not until Marcus's father came home that I learned that Marcus had taken a temporary job and flew to Beijing. I felt relieved immediately. To be honest, I don't know how to face him at all now. When I kept calling him husband through the screen, Marcus might be laughing at me behind my back, calling me a fool. The more I thought about it, the angrier I got. Just then, a party invitation from a high school classmate came to my phone. I looked up and saw that it was almost 9 o'clock, and the curfew at home was 10 o'clock. Actually, in the whole family, the person I'm most afraid of is Marcus. Marcus's father was busy with work, and my mother devoted all her attention to Marcus's father and the family. Marcus said that he didn't have a brother like me, but when he thought about it, it seems that Marcus has been present in all the important moments of my life so far. It all probably started when I was in high school and was asked to pay protection money by a senior classmate, and I begged him to pick me up after school. Since that time, there have been parent-teacher meetings, school sports meets, opening ceremonies, graduation ceremonies, and the examination room after the college entrance examination. Even when I went to Gyeonggi to participate in a small competition during the summer vacation of my second year of high school, I happened to meet Marcus, who was on a business trip. Marcus doesn't allow premature love, smoking or drinking, going to bars or internet cafes, or coming home late or not at all. He doesn't acknowledge me as his younger brother, but he still treats me like his own son. 11. Where are you? At 10 o'clock in the evening, I received a message from an unfamiliar number on time. Judging from the tone, it's obvious that it could only be that bastard Marcus. I didn't reply, and the second message came soon. Don't play dead, I know you saw it. Now, immediately go home. Thinking that he should be in northern Beijing now, I became bolder. Are you annoying? I'm already at home and I'm about to go to sleep. Okay, you're home, right? See you later. Given Marcus' criminal record, I felt like he was trying to scam me again. But even though I said I didn't believe it, I couldn't help feeling nervous inside. I no longer had the mood to have fun, so I just dealt with it casually and planned to leave. As a result, these people insisted that I drink and fight for a while before they let me go. I hardly ever drank and I kept losing at games. I played and lost, I drank and lost until Bryce showed up. What? I just got here and Adrian is leaving? This warm, clear voice and gentle tone with a smile. When I look back, it was really him. My first love senior who ended in vain. Wait, we just held hands at the beginning, but we weren't in love yet. Adrian's house is curfew. Don't embarrass him, I'll drink the rest for him. Bryce smiled, with a faint dimple on the corner of his mouth. Come to think of it, Marcus also has dimples. But Marcus doesn't like to laugh. The laughter can also be a sneer, a mockery, or a joking laugh. When she smiles with her dimples, it makes people feel like spring breeze. My online romance had just broken down and my first love happened to appear and rescue me. I have begun to fantasize about reuniting with my first love after a long separation and renewing our old relationship. If I hadn't bumped into Marcus at the door of the bar. Nanjing University will start school in a few days, right? If you have a lot of stuff, you can tell me in advance and I will be responsible for welcoming the new students. Bryce drank the rest of the wine for me and then kindly walked me to the door of the bar. I almost forgot, Bryce is also at Linen University and should be a sophomore this year. I was about to speak when I caught a glimpse of the familiar Maybach parked on the side of the road. The car window was half rolled, and Marcus and I in the back seat were staring into each other's eyes. This familiar position, familiar scene, familiar feeling of oppression. I subconsciously tried to shake off my hand, only to realize that Bryce and I were not holding hands at all. Thinking of this, I felt justified again. I am an adult now. I have finished the college entrance examination and was admitted to university. What reason does Marcus have to stop me from falling in love too early, just like he is controlling his own son? Okay. Thank you in advance, Bryce. My eyes returned to Bryce's face, smiling brightly. As soon as we got in the car, before Marcus could speak, I spoke first. First of all, I told my parents before I left. Secondly, I turned 18 2 months ago. Finally, I can fall in love, and it's none of your business. Rarely, Marcus did not refute or speak. He just raised his chin and said to the driver calmly, "Go home." Strangely enough, Marcus ignored me the entire way. Even after I got home, I never saw him pursue the issue of me coming home late and lying. I thought about it and realized that he had played a trick on me first, and now he is too embarrassed to show off in front of me. Besides, I was right, I could have fallen in love. If he hadn't played tricks on me, I might have successfully found my partner and found my partner. To be honest, I'm still not used to the lack of daily voice calls from my online love partner at night. I tossed and turned at night, unable to sleep, and kept flipping through the blocked chat boxes. Until in the darkness, the mattress behind him suddenly collapsed and a figure came up. Oh my God, I was so scared that I was about to eject myself, but someone held me tightly around the waist. Don't move. It was Marcus. His voice was deep and a little hoarse. What are you doing? You walked into the wrong room so late at night. He didn't answer my question, but nuzzled my neck. Adrian, I like the gift you gave me today. Gift? What gift? It wasn't until something cold touched my skin that I suddenly realized it was the breast chain I dropped on the ground today. Depend on. Marcus actually got it back. Put it on and let me see it. You're a pervert. No, this thing was originally prepared for him. No, not him. It was originally intended for my non-existent online love interest. But even if I had 10 guts, I wouldn't dare tell Marcus that it was for him to wear. I'm not wearing it, get out of here. I kicked him, but he caught me unexpectedly. Marcus's Adam's apple rolled, and he whispered in my ear. You don't want your mother to know that her beloved son likes men, right? Fortune. I didn't dare turn on the light, and only turned on a small lamp beside the bed. I kept wearing it under the quilt for a long time, until Marcus became a little impatient. Adrian, when I showed you, I wasn't as stingy as you. As expected, he felt that I had something on him, and now he wanted to get some leverage from me as well. No, this thing is all tangled together. I don't know how to wear it. Can you please not wear it? No, this is your punishment for lying today. After a pause, Marcus seemed to swallow and continued. How about I help you? I couldn't see clearly under the quilt, and the chain was sticking to my body, feeling cold and uncomfortable. Thinking that the sooner I die, the sooner I will be reborn, I simply threw off the quilt. Okay, come on. The moment Marcus's hand touched mine, I regretted it. The light was dim and I couldn't see his expression clearly. I just felt that pair of broad and warm hands touching my shoulders and my lower back. The tingling sensation ran from my tailbone to my spine, making me tremble uncontrollably. Are you done yet? I couldn't help but want to turn around, but a strong hand held my waist tightly. Don't move. Marcus' voice seemed to be even hoarser. It's tangled here. Move under the light so I can see it more clearly. I obediently moved towards the wall lamp. The hand on my waist also rubbed it up and down. The back of my waist suddenly felt numb, and my heart began to quicken along with the breathing sounds behind me, until Marcus stopped. I was a little confused, then I realized that Marcus was staring at my left ribs in a daze. Something flashed through my mind instantly. I was about to hide under the covers, but Marcus pushed me onto the bed. 15. At that time, a new tattoo shop opened across the street from the school. As a fashion symbol of the rebellious period, it suddenly became popular. I probably just lost my mind at the time and got one too. There is a small string of English words tattooed below my left rib. Mr. J. Yes, if secret love can be considered first love. To be precise, my first love should be Marcus. Please, I'm a gay who naturally likes boys. When I was in adolescence, there was always a man around me who had top-notch equipment from software to hardware. No matter who you are, it would be hard not to be moved. Especially at that time, I really liked following Marcus around all day. He said, "Don't call me brother, I'm not your brother." But he still awkwardly takes on the responsibility of an older brother to take care of me. Until I heard him call me sticky in a chat with his friends. I know, taffy is sticky, disgusting, and hard to get rid of. I've always known that Marcus doesn't like me and my mom, but his upbringing and politeness prevented him from doing anything to embarrass us. I will take his indifference as a form of acceptance. It turns out that I am so annoying in his eyes. The spark of love was extinguished. I loved Marcus, a secret that no one knew. Tattoos and this string of English words are enough to make me so ashamed that I want to escape from the earth. But unfortunately, Marcus himself saw it. Before I could argue, he seemed to have figured it out himself. I didn't take you kids' house games seriously. It seems I was underestimating them. Before I could figure out what Marcus was saying, he suddenly leaned over and bit my shoulder. Are you an adult? Are you in college? Are you looking for a relationship? He curled his lips and smiled nonchalantly, but his face turned cold the next moment. You wish. 16. I guess I know. Whether he was an adult or not, it was all Marcus' excuse. He just can't stand me. When I'm unhappy, he feels happy. Marcus threatened me that if I dared to have a relationship in college behind his back, he would tell my mom. I can't talk behind your back, so can I talk to you in person? I found the loopholes in Marcus's words, trying to find a glimmer of hope. Okay, then when you two chat, remember to create a group and add me in. When I go to bed at night, I want to sleep between you two. You are sick. On the first day of college, I was about to briefly break away from Marcus's control and experience campus life for the first time. Thinking of this, I couldn't help but laugh out loud while sitting in the passenger seat. Marcus drove the car and glanced at me. Have fun, you'll be good when you're tanned like charcoal starting the military training tomorrow. I'd be happy if I was burned to charcoal. It's none of your business. When school started, there was a huge traffic jam in front of the school gate. I was so anxious that I kept looking around, afraid that I would report too late and wouldn't be able to get a good bed. Marcus grabbed the back of my neck and pulled me back into the car. Hey, you're not looking for that shitty senior of yours, are you? When he reminded me of this, I suddenly remembered that Bryce had said he would come to welcome the new students. Oh yeah, I have to send a message to my senior in advance. There are so many things, I need to trouble him to help carry them. As soon as I took out my phone, Marcus took it away. Do you think I'm dead? I looked at the man in front of me, wearing a well-tailored haute couture suit, and his hair was neatly slicked back with gel. This face, this temperament, from head to toe, the word noble is written all over her body. Marcus, are you here to buy our school? Marcus rolled his eyes and threw my phone into the back seat. If I ever buy your school, you'll be the first one to be expelled. Why? Because I bought your school. 17. I originally thought that Marcus was just going to drop me off at school and leave. As a result, he helped me carry all my luggage to the dormitory and even made my bed. Moreover, they had prepared sunscreen, raincoat, cooling patches, mosquito repellent, Huixiangjingqi liquid, and even disposable insoles and socks for me in advance. All of these are packed in cardboard boxes, and each is enough for 4 people. I have a meeting this afternoon. I can stay for 20 minutes, so I won't accompany you to report. Marcus checked his watch and reminded me again. Remember to share these things with your roommates. This is your first time living on campus, so make good friends with everyone. If you can't make it through the military training, call me and I'll arrange a leave for you. Of course, I'll definitely laugh at you. Anyway, if you have something to say, just call me directly. If I don't answer, I'm busy. I'll get back to you when I see it. Seeing that I didn't say anything, Marcus frowned and stood straight with his hands in his pockets. Don't look at me with that stupid expression, or I'll doubt that you don't understand what I'm saying. I shook my head in disbelief and begged. Marcus, if this is your second personality, please kill your main personality and take over this body. Marcus twitched his lips and raised his hand to pinch my face. It seems that being more nagging and motherly would please you more, right? What Marcus meant was, he was trying to please me. Before I could react, he flicked my forehead. Okay, take me downstairs. Wait for me here. The car stopped downstairs of the dormitory building, and the assistant was waiting in the car early. I originally thought that Marcus asked me to take him downstairs because he had something else to give me. As a result, I looked at Marcus, who was talking to his assistant not far away, and my expression changed again and again. I was just about to go over to ask what was going on when I ran into Bryce, who was passing by helping the freshmen move their luggage. Adrian, you live in building 5. Have you put away your luggage? Do you need my help? No, my brother has already taken care of everything for me. Thank you for your concern, senior. Hearing my brother, Bryce's face froze for a moment. Your brother has been here, so why don't you wait for me? After I greet this junior, we can go to the cafeteria to have lunch and get to know the place. Before I could answer, I heard footsteps approaching from behind and a hand rested on my shoulder. Sure, let's go together. I also want to see what the food in the Nanda cafeteria is like. After all, Adrian has a very picky taste. If he can't get used to it, I can arrange for customized meals to be delivered to him every day in advance. I looked up at Marcus, not sure what he was up to. Don't you have a meeting? It was there just now, but it's gone now. Maybe it was because of the trauma of being caught in a premature love affair. Things would become very strange when Bryce and Marcus were present at the same time. Bryce always has a sense of humility as a junior in front of Marcus. As for Marcus, it was even more confusing. Bryce just casually called him Time Brother. This guy sneered and said slowly, "I'm not much older than you." The situation was awkward until I got a call from Marcus' dad. 19. Adrian, let your brother answer the phone. Marcus was right next to me, and he tapped the table and looked at me with his mouth open. Say I'm leaving. I nodded in understanding and said to the person on the other end of the phone. He said he was gone. Marcus gritted his teeth and snatched the phone from my hand. What's wrong? I leaned forward to listen, and Marcus held my head down. He didn't let me listen, but I listened anyway. After a few times, I got a general idea of it. Maybe Marcus's father arranged a marriage partner for Marcus and let them meet. Marcus didn't go, so his father sent an apology gift to the sister in Marcus' name. But the gift was originally bought by Marcus for someone else, and Marcus just asked someone to get it back. Now both parties are very embarrassed, and only Marcus feels justified. After hanging up, Marcus threw the phone back to me. Adrian, do you know that pig head in the museum? I know. The 12 zodiac signs. I learned about them in history. I suspect it's fake. Bryce, who had been fidgeting the entire time, couldn't help but cough. I became interested and looked up and asked him, "How do you know it's fake? Do you know where the real one is? Did you see it at an auction house abroad?" Marcus smiled coldly. On your neck. 20. Marcus' body was probably reoccupied by the main personality. He returned to his previous annoying self, speaking ruthlessly and viciously. At lunch today, I noticed that Bryce was very uncomfortable, all because of that asshole Marcus. When we parted, I secretly grabbed Bryce and whispered, "My brother isn't usually like this, he was out with his mouth today, sorry." Bryce didn't take it seriously and smiled faintly. "I'm fine, it's just you, Adrian. Are you having a good time at home? Adrian, I have to go." Not far away, Marcus's impatient voice sounded. Then go ahead. The car is right there. Marcus sneered, came over and grabbed the back of my collar and looked at Bryce. I'm sorry, we have a very good relationship as brothers, and we always have endless things to talk about when we're apart. After dragging me into the car, Marcus suddenly threw a box at me. What? A back-to-school gift. I opened it and saw that it was a limited edition record released by a symphony orchestra that I liked very much. Marcus, tell me the truth, what are you up to? Do you have something on me that I don't know about? Or have you finally changed your ways and decided to turn over a new leaf and be a good brother? Marcus stopped and looked back at me. But, do you really want to be my brother? I want to be a big brother, do you agree? See, you say it but you don't like to hear it. He even raised his hand and gave me a slap. 21. Then began a half-month military training. Bryce happens to be the deputy director of the news department of the school's news center and comes here every day to collect materials. Unfortunately, I became popular on the school's official account on the first day of military training because of a video of me misleading my instructor with my hands and feet. However, the comments section seems to have gone astray. Oh. Don't laugh at my husband. I am standing here today, let's see who dares to laugh at him. Don't blame him, all his skill points went into his appearance. I just looked at his face, not paying attention to whether he was sharing his hands or feet. I just wanted to share the bed with my brother. Lovely, I suggest that I teach him step by step. Probably because everyone in the comments section was waiting for me to appear in the photo, Bryce's task became to take photos of me every day. I actually don't want to do this, and I even feel awkward. I always feel like I've deceived my netizens. But Bryce said that he would be running for the position of Minister of the Information Department next semester and wanted me to help him. Bryce accompanied me throughout almost the entire military training period. Even when I had heat stroke, Bryce was the first one to carry me to the infirmary. I would probably be more grateful to him if the first thing I saw when I woke up wasn't a camera lens. Bryce, don't you have enough material for today? I feel like I'm not in the right condition to appear on camera right now. I pursed my lips and spoke softly. That's enough, Adrian. Are you feeling better now? Bryce put his camera aside and came over to check on me. I feel much better now, but I'm still a little thirsty. It just so happens that I bought you some electrolyte water, which can help replenish your energy. Bryce unscrewed the cap and handed it to me. I gulped down most of it. I didn't notice the water running down my chin onto my collar. Why are you still so confused? Bryce smiled and took out a tissue to wipe the water off my collar. 22. Bryce, I can do it myself. When their eyes met, the atmosphere became inexplicably awkward. I was about to grab the tissue, but Bryce grabbed my hand unexpectedly. Adrian. Just at this moment, my cell phone suddenly rang. I turned my head frantically to look for my phone, only to find that it was Marcus calling. Just finding an excuse to avoid Bryce, I moved to the hallway of the school clinic to answer the phone. You got a heat stroke, didn't you? How are you now? How do you know? Damn, you're not that perverted to hire someone to spy on me, are you? I was a little panicked for a moment, especially at this moment. The way Bryce looked at me just now made me feel inexplicably guilty. Yes, I have someone monitoring you and even installed a location sensor in your body. Look up in the sky, maybe there are drones there. Marcus used that nonchalant tone again. Do I still need to spy on you? Your school's confession wall is full of you. No, didn't you go on a business trip to Italy? Are you so free every day? Do you have time to paint our school's confession wall? The person on the other end of the phone hummed and said calmly, just take a look, it's kind of interesting. As if thinking of something, Marcus' tone became frivolous again. There are quite a lot of people who call you husband. But are you jealous? Why should I be jealous? It's not like no one has ever called me husband, right, baby? Those unbearable memories came back to my mind again. My face was still red until I hung up the phone. Because I heard Marcus call me baby again. 23. Because of heat stroke, I rested in the dormitory for a day. When I woke up, my world fell apart. Someone on the confession wall claimed to be a staff member of the news center. While sorting out the materials, he discovered an unknown secret. The news that Adrian, who had just become popular at NTU, and the warm-hearted senior from the news center were suspected to be gay spread quickly. It turned out that Bryce forgot to press the end button in the school clinic, and the entire scene was recorded. Disgusting words filled the confession wall and the school's official account. People began to speculate that my sudden popularity was planned by Bryce and I. Before I could react, Bryce had already responded. I have a normal sexual orientation, please don't spread rumors at will. The video shooting was planned by the news center. Soon after, people started posting the love letters I wrote to Bryce in high school online. It was called a love letter, but actually it was my secret crush diary at the time, except that Mr. J was written at the beginning of every sentence. Suddenly, I became that disgusting gay man pestering straight men. Bryce is the only one who has read my diary. At that time, I was ready to throw away the diary because I had decided to give up Marcus. Bryce bumped into me in the hallway and my diary fell to the floor. He picked it up for me and smiled at me. His curved eyebrows and shallow dimples, I probably fell in love with him at that time. The diary that was originally intended to be thrown away was not thrown away, but later it disappeared. Apparently, it was taken by Bryce. I called him, but no one answered at first, and then he blocked me. In the evening, roommates returned to the dormitory one after another. Everyone looked at me as if they all had something to say, but no one spoke. Especially when they were about to go to the public bathroom to take a shower, their expressions became strange. 24. Adrian, you go first, we'll go later. I understood what was going on, so I took my spare clothes and toiletries and went to the bathhouse. I didn't expect the whole school would know about the incident in an instant, and I could hear people whispering about it all the way. Inevitably, I was booed as soon as I entered the bathhouse. I told you, those gigolos that girls like are probably backdoor guys. Don't mention it, it's white and tender, it's quite attractive. What's his name, Adrian? Haha, I wonder if my brother is really that small. Have you read that love letter? It's disgusting. Stay away from me and stop bothering me. I'm worried that someone with bad intentions might take secret photos. I turned around and tried to leave the bathhouse, but someone stretched out his leg and tripped me. With a thud, I fell to the ground and my toiletries spilled all over the floor. My tear incontinence was about to break me, but at this moment, I couldn't let anyone see that I was timid. I do like men, but I don't like ugly men or cheap men. Don't be afraid, I'm not that hungry. Also, men with long tongues usually have small bodies. You don't need to come to me to seek a sense of existence. You are a bunch of trash who only dare to cricket behind people's backs. I tried my best to suppress the trembling in my voice and responded loudly to every person around me who had bad intentions. The huge bathhouse suddenly fell silent. I picked up my things and left. From the moment I left the bathhouse, I could feel someone following me. Bryce didn't appear until he was on a small path a few hundred meters away from the dormitory. Adrian, your knee is bleeding. Were you satisfied with the show? I'm sorry, Adrian. Your apology is just to relieve your own guilt. I don't accept it. 25. His face was half hidden in the darkness, and it took him a long time to utter a word. Adrian, I really didn't mean it. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Only if I become the department head can I get extra points when applying for guaranteed admission to graduate school. So you held me up high, and then immediately distanced yourself from me when something happened. Bryce, how dare you use the love letter you stole as proof that I loved you? It would have been fine if he hadn't mentioned it, but as soon as the love letter was mentioned, Bryce's face changed immediately. So, who is the love letter written to? His expression suddenly twisted and he laughed. Adrian, this isn't your brother, is it? It's none of your business. It has nothing to do with you anyway. I was so panicked that I almost dropped the phone I was holding behind me. The faint light from the phone screen flashed, and Bryce discovered that I was recording. What are you doing? With a click, the phone fell to the ground and he looked at me in disbelief. Adrian, I came all the way here to apologize to you, and you actually want to destroy me? We wrestled for the phone. But he was stronger than me, and he pinned me to the ground in no time. Give me the phone, Adrian. No. I held on to my phone tightly. I didn't mean to hit you, don't blame me. As soon as he finished speaking, all I could hear was the sound of flesh being hit. The force holding me down loosened, and I got up and looked around. It's Marcus. His face looked terrible. I've been wanting to do this to you for a long time. After he neatly took off his suit jacket, he took off his watch and threw it on the ground. There is no doubt that Bryce was beaten by Marcus without any chance to fight back. 26. Marcus probably rushed over as soon as the plane landed. His suit was wrinkled at the moment and his face did not look very good. He hugged me with a sullen face and stuffed me back into the car. I quickly grabbed his arm. I won't go home. I can't let my mother see me like this. Marcus patted my hands and whispered, I know, don't worry, I'll take care of it, and everything will be fine after a good night's sleep. It's rare for him to speak to me in this tone, just like when we were in love online. I had a momentary illusion that Marcus might not hate me as much as he did. It is even possible that he likes me, even if it is the kind of love that he gives me as a younger brother. But after everything that happened today, I am really exhausted both physically and mentally and can't think about anything else. In particular, the presence of Marcus at this moment made me feel particularly at ease. My eyelids drooped and I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was already noon the next day. I realized that the wounds on my knees, elbows, ankles, and any abrasions had been treated. Even the place where my heel was rubbed during military training a few days ago was crookedly covered with a Band-Aid. Somewhere in my heart, the affection that had been deliberately hidden suddenly surged at this moment. The matter had indeed been handled by Marcus before I woke up. In fact, Marcus had been keeping an eye on me long before I became popular because of my military training video. After all, the internet is something where the situation changes rapidly and is out of control. At that time, he had already started to let the team monitor the network environment at any time. He just didn't expect that such a thing would happen when he was on a business trip to Italy. The final result was that Bryce was expelled from school for malicious marketing planning and inciting cyber violence. All the boys who were in the bathhouse at the time were punished and warned without exception. My only worry now is how I'm going to face Marcus. I seem to, indeed, fall in love with him all over again. It can even be said that the person I like has always been him. But I'm afraid if Marcus finds out, perhaps he can't even be a younger brother on the surface. 27. I didn't dare go home during the Mid-Autumn Festival, nor did I dare to answer calls from my family. I stayed in the bar, drunk, and was eventually caught by Marcus and taken back to his house. From the moment I entered the room, I lay on the sofa and pretended to be dead, until I felt so uncomfortable that I couldn't help but say, "I want to drink milk." "Well, I won't pretend anymore. I'll wait." I sat cross-legged on the carpet and drank milk, but my head still hurt. Marcus squatted in front of me. His tone was unusually gentle. "I'm going to have my tattoo removed tomorrow. If I don't wash it, it will hurt. You're not afraid of pain when you get a tattoo, but you're afraid when you wash it off, right?" Marcus snorted, raised his hand and poked me in the face. I had just taken a big sip, and he poked me, causing it to spurt out. "Adrian." Marcus took several deep breaths and stuffed the tissue into my arms. "Wipe your mouth." I took the tissue, held his arm blankly, and raised my head to wipe his mouth. Marcus' body froze, feeling somewhat helpless. "Fool." Seeing that I hadn't figured it out yet, he smiled and said, "Never mind." A shadow fell over his eyes and he leaned in for a kiss. My brain was a little slow, but the soft touch on my lips made my heart beat faster. After a few seconds, I realized that Marcus was kissing me. He pecked away the milk stains on my lips bit by bit before letting me go. "Marcus, you just kissed me? How could you kiss me?" Why can't I kiss you?" My consciousness returned for a moment and my eyes widened. I like boys. If you kiss me, I will misunderstand." "You didn't misunderstand me. When I kissed you, that's what I meant." 20. Marcus probably kept the tattoo in mind. "Be good, let's go get our tattoos cleaned. I found a special tattoo artist, so it won't hurt, okay?" Marcus squatted in front of the dining table and coaxed me to loosen the legs. "No, I won't go. How can it not hurt?" When Marcus heard this, he got even angrier and bent down to pinch my face. "You're not afraid of pain when getting a tattoo, just because of some bullshit first love?" As if he had thought of something, Marcus became angrier and angrier. "I was so cautious in the beginning, but you still fell in love with this bastard and wrote him a whole book of love letters?" Maybe because he didn't perform well last time, Marcus would think of Bryce every few days and wished he could beat him up again to vent his anger. If he doesn't wash off this tattoo today, he probably won't give up. I saw him pry open my fingers and then pick me up. No, Bryce." "What?" The fear of pain eventually overcame the shame during the non-mainstream period. I gritted my teeth and whispered, "That tattoo is not Bryce, and he was not the first person I liked." Marcus paused and put me down. After holding his breath for a moment, he rolled up his sleeves and looked at me. "Anyone else?" "But I stand still." "Tell me everything today. Who was your first love? Where is he studying in college now? Are you still in touch?" He stared at me and I dared not say anything. "Marcus, if I tell you, can you please not wash it? Let me think about it and see if I like this guy." 29. I think Marcus likes me. After I prepared myself mentally, I waved to Marcus. He rolled his eyes, leaned down, and clenched his fists uncontrollably. I leaned over to his ear and whispered, "It's Marcus." About 5 seconds passed, and seeing that Marcus still didn't move, I thought he didn't hear clearly. I pulled his earlobe and was about to repeat it when my body suddenly flew into the air. Marcus picked me up and placed me on the island. He approached, his chest heaving. "Tell me again, who is it?" "Forget it if you didn't hear it." Marcus leaned over and pecked me on the lips. "Be good, say it again." "It's you." As soon as I finished speaking, Marcus pressed me tightly into his arms. "I told you I was guarding it strictly, so how could any other dirty stuff get in?" Marcus was happy for just a moment before he suddenly realized what was happening. Wait, so that love letter was also written for me? Yes. Marcus's face darkened instantly. He picked up the phone next to him and called his assistant. Seeing that he was about to go out, I quickly chased after him. Where are you going? Go get my love letter back. Wait, you don't have to take off your watch to get the love letter back.